Hi, I'm Richard McNeely, Managing Partner at Danes Accountants. Now we're fortunate to work with a number of really great businesses, many of which are very profitable and high performing. I'm here today to talk about just one aspect of those great businesses, which is financial function. I'm joined today by Lisa Richards and John Southwell.
Hi, I'm Lisa Richards. I've got 20 years experience advising owner-managed businesses and also industry experience whilst acting as financial controller for a fast-growing owner-managed business in the early 2000s.
I'm John Southwell. I'm Head of Finance at Danes and I've got 25 years experience advising owner-managed businesses.
Okay, so we're going to cover a number of areas today: management information, key performance indicators, software, budgets and forecasting. So let's kick off then, Lisa, with management information. What is it, and summarise the benefits to a business of using it?
Okay, so the two key documents in management information are a profit and loss account and a balance sheet. A profit and loss account summarises the financial performance of a business over a defined period of time, usually monthly, but could be quarterly or annually. And a balance sheet summarises the assets, liabilities and shareholders' funds of a business on a key date.
Okay, and in terms of benefits?
It enables a business to monitor trends over a period of time, so to understand whether a business is growing or contracting, and enables management to make decisions based on that information.
Okay, so ideally then what we've got is a real-time view of how the business is performing, presumably?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So that's a useful management tool in its own right, no doubt. Now, one of the things, John, that you and I often talk about is key performance indicators. So tell us a little bit more about those.
Yeah, so KPIs are predominantly a performance indicator. They can be at its basic level gross profit percentage, net profit percentage, debtors or creditors, but can be advanced to include sales order intake or indeed cash collection where that's appropriate.
Okay, so it's about getting it appropriate for the business.
Each business has got its own objectives and goals, and the KPIs can be set around that to ensure that they're being achieved.
Okay, now the only issue I have with all that is it just sounds like more numbers. So how do business owners generally take most benefit from KPI information?
That's a comment that is often posed to us as accountants, that we like numbers too much. Business owners not so much. Quite often they will ask for the KPIs to be produced in graph format or chart format,
okay,
that then can be added into their desktop.
Yeah, okay, dashboard type environment I know is pretty common these days.
Indeed.
Management information, ideal. KPIs, ideal. They don't happen on their own. So, John, how do we create it? And I'm thinking now about software.
The advancement in accounting software over the years has been phenomenal. From the original outset of standalone desktop that could provide a profit and loss balance sheet, debtor and creditor analysis, and allow you to do your VAT returns and payroll, you can now get systems whereby business owners can access the information from anywhere.
Okay. And if you want to get bigger and more complex, is that feasible?
As businesses grow, their requirements change, and businesses should regularly look at the IT requirement and make a decision based on their future plans.
Okay, great stuff. So we've got some historic information coming together then, Lisa. The only issue I've got with that is, does that mean more work for accountants? Have you got to have an accountant in-house?
No, you haven't. With today's software packages, basic information entry is accessible to all businesses of all sizes. But what we see with the best businesses, the best performing businesses, is they have an additional level of input, and that's typically around the interpretation of that information and how they use it in their business to get the best out of it.
Okay, so at one level you can get the information in and data input, but actually to get real value it's about interpreting the information, the outputs, if you like.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes, yeah, okay. And how do we do that in practice with clients? What's typical for us?
It's a combination really of training. If clients require some support and training, getting the basic information, and we can provide that. But then it's about spending time with clients and meeting with them and sitting down and talking them through the information, explaining to them what the information means if they need that help, and then providing them with a sounding board really, because we've got a lot of experience of different businesses.
Yes, okay. So we've got lots of information there that look at the history of our business in real time. So that's a good discipline. However, it's all looking backwards. So what about the future, Lisa? What else should we be doing?
Yeah, well, again, the very best businesses don't just look backwards, they look forwards. And that typically is by way of a budget or a forecast. So a profit and loss account, balance sheet and cash flow forecast, looking forward into the future, using the management information as a starting point.
Okay, but don't all businesses do that?
No, they don't, no, not at all, no.
And yet the best businesses do?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
So John, why is that? Why don't more businesses forecast forward?
A lot of business owners don't think that they've got the ability to do so. Discussions with their sales directors will indicate what their activity levels are likely to be in the coming months, and that's your starting point for your projections.
Yeah, yeah. But I would agree with that. You know, we see too many businesses not looking into the future. So Lisa, just comment on how that might influence an investment decision, for example. So let's just say, I don't know, we're going to buy a piece of property in the future.
Yeah, okay. Well, in order to buy property, that needs to be financed, typically by way of bank funding or other funding sources. In order to access that funding, a funder's got to have confidence in the business's ability to repay that debt. And in order to gain that confidence, a set of well thought out, well put together projections gives a funder the confidence to lend to that business, and also to allow the business to understand it can afford to make that investment decision and continue to trade profitably.
What often happens is you've got a high growth, high profit business. Surely what can go wrong?
Well, quite a lot actually. We see lots and lots of businesses who are growing and growing in both turnover and also in profitability. Growing businesses typically need more cash, they become more cash hungry. We see lots of businesses, if their finance function isn't well managed, running out of cash. Lots of businesses can survive for quite a long time without profit. You can't survive at all without cash. So good quality forecasts enable businesses to look forward and see where there's a gap in their funding and to address that well before it becomes an issue for the business.
Yeah, John, I know this is again a trait of really good high performing businesses. They think about cash a lot, don't they? They project forward, they think what they're going to need, and they create headroom in their funding facilities.
Best businesses set objectives and set guidelines as to how they want to operate. The collection of cash is fundamental to that.
Yeah, okay. And so, I mean, in summary terms then, John, if I said to you, if we're aiming towards being best of breed in terms of our financial function, what are the sort of things we can expect to see?
At a basic level, you'd expect to see a profit and loss and a balance sheet, augmented by KPIs where appropriate, cash flow budgets and projections, and then, importantly, interpretation to what all that information means.
Okay.
The best businesses set objectives and goals, and management information is an important component in managing that.
Okay. Now, I suppose that's more easy to do when you've got an established finance function. Lisa, there are plenty of businesses that are at least on their way. How can we help?
Well, we're here to support a business at whatever stage of growth it's at. So new startup businesses might need help with basic bookkeeping and how to use the software effectively. More established businesses with a larger finance team might just need some help in interpreting that information or helping put together a set of forecasts. So we can step in at any stage in a business's growth and provide that support that a business may need.
And does that leave the business vulnerable to being reliant upon us?
No, because as a business grows, good businesses need to be self-sufficient in terms of their management information function. We can provide that training and support to enable the business to become more self-sufficient and provide support at a higher level as and when needed.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, John, Lisa, thank you very much. The best businesses do it. I just wish more businesses would do it. Thanks very much for your input.
Thank you.